Hey guys, I'm Jay Mac. This is Raid Shadow Legends. Today, talk about champion that nobody cares about. I care about him because he got a special place in my heart just because he was, I think, the second epic I pulled after Athenasil. He was part of my main group for quite a while until I learned how to play the game. And it's Warden. Like most champions when I started out, I built him because I thought he looked cool. He reminded me from somebody from Lords of the Rings. I thought he looked like one of the, orcs, Orcai. I thought he had a pretty cool vibe going. Still do, but he's just really not that great of a champion. So first we're looking at his skills. Well, actually, first of all, let's look at this. Spirit, Dark Elf, defensive base champion. So, tons of Dark Elf champions. The A1, his A1's actually not bad. Attacks one enemy, has 40% chance. That gets all the way 100% when fully booked. Placing 15% weaken. It'd be cool if that was a 25%, but still, 100%, you get 15% weaken. Damage based on defense, which means he's easy to build out, but there's one problem, and I'll get to that here in a second. The A2 can book down to the 4-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack. For him to be viable, this needs to be bumped up to the bigger decrease attack. And then he does place the increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. This needs to be the bigger defense. This is, I think, what's holding him back from being a lot more used in the game. Probably really not much in-game place for him. I mean, if you had these bumped up to the bigger versions, you could work him into different things. But definitely beginning, mid-tier game, he would be awesome if they would give him a buff. Then the A3 attacks all enemies, places 30% reflect damage on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. I think that's great. Damage wise, this right here sucks. The attack and defense. The good news is he's one of those champions that will benefit from every stat. Attack, defense, and HP. His damage suffers though because if he's a defensive based champion, you're probably not going to be putting a lot of attack on him, but I mean the skill, the reflect damage is the most important part, not necessarily the damage part of it. So he's kind of an odd champion because he's got that in there. And he's a weak champion because his buffs aren't the good buffs. They're the tier 2 buffs or debuffs. Aura, 30% HP in arena. This would be a lot better. If this was in all battles. That would definitely make him a lot more viable. I did use him in the arena for a while. I think my arena team was Kale, Thinasil, Warden, and Shiramani. Is that how I say her name? Yeah, Shiramani. They were the only good champions I had. I mean, I was sitting on Iron Brago at the time. I didn't level him up because I didn't like the way he looked. Horrible way to play this game, judging champions based off of how they look. One of his other big downfalls is, oh my goodness, books. If it wasn't for CVC and trying to get points, I probably never would have booked him up. I started putting books in him early, back when I didn't really know what I was doing and didn't realize that he wasn't that great of a champ. But I finished him out for a CVC. Masteries, I don't have all the masteries on him. And I started working on accuracy and then going down, just trying to get him a little more damage. I think there's several ways you could build him, but if you get him at the start, I wouldn't invest masteries in him. I would save resources for somebody else. But definitely, if he's your first epic, I say that I think with just about every champion I've done that's on the lower end of the epics, that if they're your first epic, level them up to 40, bump them up to 50, and then by the time you get them to 50, you'll kind of find a place of, yeah, you can still keep using him for a little bit, or he's going to get phased out with somebody else. Nope, not giving you any money. All right. Oh, went over that. Let's look at his stats real quick. Sorry, I just woke up a little bit ago. I'm still trying to get my brain going here. And he's all the way at the bottom. Okay, so I went, tried to get as much accuracy and speed on him as I could. Base stats aren't that great. Speed's 98. Of course, starts 0 accuracy. Defense, I'd like that to be just a little bit higher since he's a defensive base champion. And 17, I mean, he's going to be your average, below average, epic. I went speed boots with horrible substats. Perception, like I said, perception, kind of go for accuracy and speed. Defense and some speed on the chest. Defense on the gloves, got some tack, which I mean he benefits from on the A3, but you know, crap rolls on that. Got a little bit of speed, a little bit more speed, some defense HP on the shield, and then I got speed on the helm, some HP, a little more attack on that weapon. I went with a defensive ring that got me a little bit more HP, and HP neck. And this is probably the best part about this champion is when I was building him, I got quad rolls on the HP with an HP banner. May use that on somebody else someday. I think I'm going to wait for glyphs until a CVC. Just that way I can get some more points for doing that. But his overall stats, I mean, I'm happy with the gear I put him in. I wasn't trying to find the best gear on my account to put him in. Got him above 50k HP. Of course, with glyphs, all this is going to go a little bit higher. The attack, I really don't care much about because his A3 doesn't hit that hard anyway. It's mainly you're getting the reflect damage from it. Defense, I'll get that above 4,500 with glyphs. Speed, I'll be able to get a little bit higher. I'm really worried about crit rate, crit damage. Obviously, you get those built up, he's going to do a little bit more damage. Resist, a little bit, and then accuracy, just trying to see if he can land those debuffs with that weaken, and then the decrease attack. So, let's see what my man can do. First of all, let's do this right here. You can go through and do the presets and have him be a little smarter with his skill usage. Ooh, text message. Forgot to put my phone on silent. Let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. So anyways, like I said, you can go through and have him be a little smarter, but 18 second, he can farm. Like I said, he's not going to be fast, but he can do it. And it's about all he can do. Like I said, if they gave him a buff, that would be awesome. So let's go in Dragon. I'd already put a team together, and we're gonna help my man out. We're gonna go with the Force because he's Spirit Affinity, just to try to help land debuffs and see what kind of damage. I just put a team together. Deacon with the decreased defense. Mithralus give him the bigger increased defense. Oops, didn't want to click her out. I want you. Of course, Cardial heals and his allied attack, and then I like using Razzlevark. Speed lead, and I've got him built where he does some damage, but let's see here. Go Deacon, we get the decreased defense on everybody. Razzlevark, we'll get some speed going. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use Cardial just to get somebody out of here. Alright, so decreased defense. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this, the A3. Because that's the increased attack. Or, I'm sorry, not increased attack. He's got to have attack and defense. Attack takes priority. So, 15 to 20k. Considering the fact his attack was super low, he still doesn't hit that hard. Alright, let's go ahead and auto through this. Like I said, if they just give him that buff with his A2, give him the big decreased attack, big, increased defense. I think that would make him a lot more viable in this game. Okay, A1, let's see if we can get the weekend to land. There we go. I said not that big of a hit, but oh well. Let's auto through this. But with the amount of books he takes, the skill set, he is not worth taking up to 60. I just, I'm kind of saying I really don't know what to say, because with any champion you can say, well, you could always use them in Doom Tower Secret Room. You know, everybody has a place in this game for that alone. And so he can definitely help there because he is bringing a little bit to the table. It's just he's one of those epics that's more on that verge of just being a really, really good rare. I was going to try to see. Decreased defense. Does he have the increased defense? No. But let's see how hard that A1 hits. 20k. So you're definitely not going to be building to be a nuker. Which, like I said, I don't really understand that A3 of the damage being attack over defense. I think that just hurts him even worse. He should just be straight damage on defense all the way across the board. The A3 is definitely the better skill, I think, just because you get that reflect damage. And I know reflect damage, I mean, I haven't found a use, or I don't use it a lot, but I know Ice Golem is at stage 20, the second wave, that they put their reflect damages up, and that can be rough trying to go through there, especially your first run and you're not expecting it. Alright. So he beat Cardial and Deacon. But like I said, I mean, I just put a bunch of defense on him, wasn't really building with masteries. Obviously he's going to do more damage, but like I said, he just needs a buff. He needs a buff to be better in this game. Oh, what did I get? I got some catch-up points. I'm kind of glad they threw this in here. This makes me feel a little bit better about this whole event. Not much, but what did I get here? Hey, alright, I got my third. Still don't know if I'm going to make it through this. We'll see how the catch-up event goes and how the other events go, but let me awaken him while I got him. Then we'll go back to my man Warden. But like I said, he's one of the first epics I got. I'll always have a place for him, even if it's just sitting in my vault one day. Hopefully they'll give him a buff, make him a little bit better. I think he looks awesome. I think he's got a really good skill set going for him if they just place the bigger versions of these buffs and debuffs on him. I don't think that would be too much, especially for the amount of books you have to put into him, and then for his base stats. I mean, he's not, going to be hitting that legendary status, I think, with that. But like I said, this would be huge if it was increased. Keeping it 4-turn cooldown. I don't have a problem with that, because it's not like you won't put it 2-turn. I mean, you would, but then you're start bumping and getting things a little too high on him. But I think that the turns are good on what you can get him booked down to. It's just the skills need a buff. So don't take him up to 60. Unless there's that one secret room that you're trying to beat and you think he's going to help you. The Warden. There you go. I hope this helps somebody out there make a decision on the dude. Like I said, get him early on, sure. Get him up to 50. Probably wouldn't take him above that. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got. Hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you next time. Bye.